Urban Fitness Friday Focus time again. So today's focus is actually a question we got into the gym, and we got this question off one of our members. Now this is a question that pops up a lot, and I just wanted to give out a basic answer. I could talk about this question for an hour, but I'm going to try and squeeze it into a 2 or 3 minute video. So the question was, is aerobic training, in particular running, is it beneficial or detrimental to what we're trying to achieve in the gym? Now, as always, the answer to this question is, it obviously depends. If running is a skill that you need to practice, or it's something that you're going to apply to some sort of endeavor you're going to take on, then yes, you need to practice running, and you should use some running to go towards building your aerobic engine or your aerobic base. Now, to get past the running part of things, aerobic training is never or should never be detrimental to what you're trying to achieve in the gym, no matter what it is you're trying to achieve. And the reason being, the bigger an aerobic base you have, or the bigger of an aerobic engine, or the more work you can do, obviously the better it is for overall results at the end. Plus, having a bigger aerobic base will allow you to do more work, but also allow you to recover quicker from the work you do. Okay, so it should always be a staple in people's programs. In my opinion, you should always have some sort of aerobic work in there. Now, how do you implement it? Aerobic work can be broken down into many different modalities and many different levels, and I won't go into them levels individually. I'll try to keep this as simple as possible. But if you're trying to implement some sort of aerobic work into your training program, if all you're doing, say, is lifting weights at the moment and going to the gym, and you feel like you could do more work but you're just not fit enough, and you just want to get some help with recovery and stuff like that, where I would start off is maybe 2 mornings a week, put in 45 minutes to an hour of aerobic training. Okay, now the way I would do that, you can do it cyclical in nature, so that means you can get onto a bike at the gym, or you can walk on a treadmill, or you can go for a nice walk outdoors, or you can use some mixed modal stuff, and I'll get into that now in a few minutes. But what I would try and do is do 45 minutes to an hour where you keep your heart rate between 130 and 150 beats per minute. Now that's if you have a heart rate monitor, or you can just go with an RPE, so keep how you perceive you're working at about a 5 to 7 out of 10. Do 2 mornings a week, about 45 minutes to an hour. You can try and do that fasted as well. I like to do it fasted, just get up and have a black coffee. And that will help you begin to implement some aerobic training into your workouts or your training schedule. Now, another thing that I like to do once a week on a recovery day, say, is I like to do some mixed modal aerobic work. So a lot of people have a misconception that aerobic work has to mean you're out running on the roads, or you're in the gym on a rower, or you're in the gym on a cross trainer or a treadmill, whatever it is. But all that really matters is the zone that you keep your heart rate in. Now, you can achieve that by doing a lot of things, not just something cyclical in nature like a bike or a treadmill. Now, to give you an example, I like to do one of these workouts a week for recovery, and I usually keep it 45 minutes to an hour long. And again, I just wear a heart rate monitor because it's handy. I have one, and I try and keep my heart rate in the proper zone, so 130 to 150. Now, you will learn how to increase the intensity of the work you're doing, or your body will allow you to increase the intensity of your work you're doing over time while keeping your heart rate in this zone, okay? So something that I like to do, this is one that I've programmed at the gym before, is do 1 minute on the assault bike, get off then and do a side plank on one side, then get back on the assault bike, do another minute, get off and do a side plank on the other side, then do a minute of skipping, just light skipping. Then we push the sled up and down for a minute, just a light sled to keep our heart rate in the right intensity. And just repeat that over and over for 45 minutes to an hour, and just constantly checking that you're keeping your heart rate in the right zone. So to answer that question again, implement running if it's a skill and you need to practice it, but 100% aerobic training will not be detrimental, or should not be detrimental to anything you're trying to achieve within any gym program. As always, if you've got any questions, please send them in and we'll get a Friday Focus done, and catch you next time.